Welcome everyone to Empowered Mother. I am April, and this practice is a reminder of our greater connection with the divine feminine that not only surrounds us, but exists within us and is a facet of exactly who we are. This embodiment of the divine feminine is empowered and elevated during the period of motherhood, pregnancy, and really in any aspect where we are nurturing or caring for someone else, something greater. So let's begin in a comfortable seated position. It could be cross-legged as I am, perhaps sitting on a prop, a block, or a blanket. You could be kneeling, again with props perhaps under the seat, or maybe even in a chair. Whatever works for you at this point in time in your body. Now, once you've found that comfortable, sustainable seated position, rest your hands down and encourage the palms to rotate up. You might allow the fingers and the thumbs to simply relax and the palms to relax open, or you might choose to unite the index and the thumb here into the mudra of deeper wisdom. Gently close down your eyes and begin to relax into the sphere of your body. Relax into the sphere of yourself, like a deep sigh of release. And even relax into the energetic sphere that surrounds you. As you become aware that you are completely embraced by the greater womb of the divine feminine, the Shakti of creation, of power, of energy, of knowing. All of these facets that are you. Being here. Lean into the ever constant divine feminine empowerment that extends far beyond the limited physical. In trueness, it's this undercurrent that we can dive into and access at every moment in time. An undercurrent of support and connection, filling you, reminding you. Feel the empowerment of the divine feed through you as your spine rises. Lengthen your spine. Subtly, with care, lengthen your spine. Inner body grows more and more spacious. And the womb within you cradles this inner being of light resting within. As your spine remains long, soften your heart space and feel it melt open and connect with the womb of light in your center. In fact, soften everything into that alignment of the heart, the womb, the light within the womb, the Shakti within the womb. Softening in. Relax your shoulders. Relax your facial expression. Relax the crown of your head. Relax the mind. Soften the edges of your body. And in that softness, whole body softness, in the ease of connection between the heart space and the womb of life, begin to experience your breath, the rise and the fall of your breath. The inhalation and the exhalation. This pulse of life force, as another individual earth expands and grows, develops within you. Every breath strengthens the clarity of this connection within and without. As your breath remains fluid within the presence of your mind, unite your hands into prayer mudra in front of the heart space. And let us dive in together into the primordial sound of Om. Gather your inhale. Inhale, prayer to third eye, the space between your eyebrows. Intuition center. Exhale, prayer to heart. Invite the thumbs to rest right on the center of your chest. As you continue to turn inward, rediscover your breath. And here our breath will become this deep support system as we move through our practice. Begin to deepen and lengthen your breath, the best that it's available to you. Stepping into Ujjayi breathing, oceanic breathing, a gentle narrowing through the center of the throat, and long deep inhales through the nose with an audible sound. Long deep exhales through the nose with an audible ha sound. Beautiful. One more deep Ujjayi breath here and seated. And a soft releasing breath, inhale through the nose and out the mouth. As you return back to Ujjayi breathing, inhale and slowly draw your arms out to the sides. You might choose to keep the eyes closed or to open the eyes. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, hands remain soft. Exhale, sweep the arms forward. You might choose to find a gentle round and tuck of the chin at the peak. Or you might choose to maintain more of a neutral spine. Inhale to open up. Perhaps a small lift through the center of the chest. Soften that heart space. And exhale, sweep the arms forward. Feel this strength and support from the center of your body extend out through the arms. This pulse of Shakti that affords us the experience of creation, of living, of breathing. As it fulfills the purpose of consciousness and removes it from potential to embodiment. Each wave of breath and movement connects us with that undercurrent of support, connection, strength, knowing, and nourishment. With your next inhale, sweep both arms overhead to the sky. And exhale, make your way to tabletop. You can either guide yourself forward or unravel your legs first, draw to the side, and make your way forward into tabletop from there. Face the front of your mat. Stack the wrists under the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. Spread your fingers wide. You might need a little more padding. You could always apply a blanket on top of your mat or double up your mat as needed for the knees and the wrists. Cat-cow Marjariasana. Inhale, gently tilt the pelvis up as you begin to arch through the spine, low, mid, and upper back. Option to gaze up if that serves the neck. Exhale, round through the spine. Pelvis tilts under. Tuck the chin slightly towards the chest. Just finding a depth that's most appropriate for you in this moment. The inhale, a gentle lengthening through the front body. And exhale, a subtle round through the back body. 3 more times. Inhale, Pradaka. Exhale, Vrachaka. Align with the breath. And feel the breath align you with the heart space and its connection with the womb of light within. Beautiful. On your next inhale, guide yourself back to your neutral spine in tabletop. Working with just the pelvis, motion through the pelvis here in our tabletop position. Inhale, tilt the tailbone slightly towards the sky. Pelvic tilts in table. Exhale, tilt the tailbone under. If the wrists are tender, you can always move to fists. Inhale, the tailbone rises. Or forearms, if that works. Exhale, sweep the pelvis under. Pelvic tilts. 3 more times. Inhale. Mindful movement. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Neutral, inhale. Hold here as you exhale. This time we're going to inhale, tilt the pelvis up. So that little pelvic tilt, tailbone up. Hold that position and exhale, guide the hips just behind the knees, not too far. Inhale, draw yourself back to neutral, hips over the knees. And exhale, tilt the pelvis under. Good. Inhale, we'll tilt the tailbone back up. Maintain this position. Exhale to guide back. Inhale to draw forward, knees and hips stack. Exhale, tailbone under. Last one, inhale, this wave of Shakti. Exhale to draw back. Inhale to draw forward. Exhale, tilt the pelvis under. Beautiful. Inhale to your neutral position, neutral pelvis position. And exhale, guide the knees to center or close to center. Vajrasana variation. Now here we can choose to tuck the toes under and sit back onto the balls of the feet. If this is too much, you can always sit back onto the tops of the feet, or you might choose to sit on blocks and place those between the feet. So simply find the version that makes the most sense for you in this moment. Remember that we're looking for sustainability. We're not looking for over effort or any excess force. It's just a settling into our natural, innate position and knowing of what's best for the body in this moment. Inhale, draw both arms overhead. Eagle arms. Exhale, right elbow below the left. I'll be your mirror image. You can either find a big hug or you can twist tie the forearms together. Just a few breaths here in eagle arms. Garudasana with our kneeling position, Vajrasana. Back of the heart expanding and opening and receiving. On your next inhale, unravel the arms. Sweep them out to the sides. Switch sides. Eagle arms, left elbow below the right this time. Either big hug or twist tie the forearms together. And a few deep breaths. Feel free to adjust your seat if you need to. Honor your body. Honor your practice. With your next inhale, unravel the arms, extend them out, sweep them overhead to the sky, spread through the fingers. Tabletop exhale, guide yourself forward. Unravel your seated position, the tucked toes if you were there, and take a moment to shake it out, perhaps taps the tops of the feet onto the floor or rotate the ankles. It's inviting your body to return to neutral. Then as you're ready, find your tabletop position. Perhaps the knees are a little bit wider. From table, walk the hands forward an inch or two. Create a bit more space for the chest, the lungs, the anahata, energetic heart, physical heart. And when you're ready, downward dog, exhale, tuck the toes. Begin to lift your knees and guide your seat towards the sky. Now, as you make your way to downward dog, you might choose to find a bit more movement, perhaps pedal the heels, bend one knee and then the other knee. And depending where you are in your body and your pregnancy, you might choose to find a wider stance than you might normally find. If you were incorporating movement into your downward dog, guide yourself to stillness. The legs could be bent or straight. Broaden the shoulder blades, broaden through the chest. Relax your head and neck completely. Relax your facial expression and your gaze, whether it's inner or outer. A deep sighing breath here. Inhale through the nose and out the mouth. From your downward dog, inhale, place both knees down to the earth. With an exhalation, guide your right foot to the outside of your right hand into a wide lunge position. Now, some of us may want to tuck the back toe and shimmy our back knee, our left knee, a little further back. You might want some extra padding. And perhaps we'll use our props here, maybe 2 blocks, to simply lift the torso up and find a little more elongation through the torso and the upper body. Gently draw the right hip back, the left hip forward, and a few deep breaths. And often in pregnancy, and especially as we grow further along in our pregnancy, and even within the practice of yoga often, less is more. So from our low lunge position, you can simply guide your right knee back to that tabletop position. If you were utilizing some props, you can move those to the side and return yourself to downward dog on an exhale. So we offer this nice lengthening through the back line of the body. Soften into the effort and engagement. Soften the edges of the body and feel the clarity between that womb and heart space. Always coming back in, this receiving and offering. Cyclical in nature. One more breath in your downward dog. Inhale, place both knees down to the floor. Exhale, guide your left leg, your left foot to the outside of that left hand. Again, some of us may want to tuck the back toes and shimmy our right back knee a little further back. Maybe we access some props. Feel an elongation through the spine, square the hips. So there's some stability there, not just opening. And find 3 breaths. Beautiful. And inhale in your lunge. Exhale, return to tabletop as you sweep your left knee back, readjust. And some of us may choose to move our props to the side if we had accessed those. And from your tabletop position, when you're ready, on an exhale, downward dog. A long breath here in down dog. Bend the knees slightly. Walk the hands towards your feet. The heels can begin to land if they're not already there. Keep your knees bent. Place the hands onto your thighs. And as you're ready, inhale. With support, guide yourself all the way to standing. Beautiful. Walk yourself up towards the front edge, the top edge of your mat. Find your Tadasana standing position, your Tadasana alignment. So you might choose to have the feet a little more hip distance apart, or you might notice that at this point, we want to spread the feet a little bit wider, find a little bit more space. But in either case, for our next pose, feet point forward. Spread and lengthen the toes, neutral through the pelvis. Feel the soles of the feet root down and the Mother Earth feed up through you, awakening the energy of Mother Earth within you. Inhale, draw both arms overhead to the sky. Exhale, interlace the fingers and rotate your palms up. Soften the shoulders down. Gather a long inhale here. Side bend to the right side, exhale. Hips parallel with the top edge of your mat. Gently roll the heart open. If this is too much on the shoulders, feel free to rest the palms on the crown of the head instead. Inhale, float through center. Left side, exhale. Again, pelvis stable. Do your best to keep the pelvis parallel to the top edge of your mat as the heart just gently opens up and rolls open. Breathe into the body. Allow the breath to guide you into that energetic alignment. Inhale, float back through center, and exhale, relax your arms down. Roll the shoulders back and down once or twice. and offer yourself a little wider stance. Maybe the feet point out as we move into figure 8 hip rotations. You might feel called to place the hands onto the waist. Choose a direction for yourself, a hip to start with for yourself. And as you find long fluid breaths, begin to guide that one hip back and then rotate it forward towards the front of your mat. Draw through midline, through center, and then guide the other hip back. Draw the other hip forward and sweep through center. We create these nice rotation figure 8s through the hips and through the pelvis. And as you do so, you might choose to pivot the feet out to the sides and then bring them back in. You might offer a little bend in the knee as you draw from side to side. It's not necessarily about a specific structured movement, but what makes most sense in your body with the joints of your body, the knees, the ankles, the hips. Start to sweep ourselves through as though we are wading through water. While at the same time offering this gentle rock to the light developing within. This sway and cradled ease as we begin to tap into the fluidity of the feminine quality that supports our movement through the portal of birth. Find one more figure 8 rotation. Then guide yourself back to a neutral position. You might want to offer yourself a wider stance for a wide angle forward bend. And perhaps if you are facing the front of the mat, you can always step out to the side instead to offer some more mat space. Feet point forward, outer edges of the feet root down, inner arches lift. Inhale, gently open through the heart space. Exhale, fold yourself forward. Place the hands down either onto props, so blocks, or onto the floor. Soften through the backs of the knees. Soften the upper body. And find your depth of breath. Each breath an anchor of support that brings us back to that knowing, to that truth, to that Shakti of creation, of power, of energy, that are qualities and facets of ourselves. Each breath a nourishment for you and babe. Two more breaths. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, pivot the heels in, the toes out, bend your knees. Inhale, place the palms onto the thighs and guide yourself all the way back to standing as you rise. Beautiful. From here, pivot the heel toes back together. Perhaps offer your body a little shimmy, a little shake, a little loosening. Nice. You can step yourself back up to the top edge of your mat if you're not already there. And from here, in our Tadasana Stance, you can turn the toes out, begin to bend at the knees, lift the heels, lower yourself all the way down. Beautiful. Taking ourselves into a squat, you might choose to place the fingertips onto floor or block. The heels could be lifted, or you might choose, maybe adjusting your stance if you need to place the heels down. Whatever makes sense. Just 2 breaths as a transition. Beautiful. And then we'll place our palms to the floor, bring our knees to the earth. Find that tabletop position. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. 2 rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, arch the spine, heart forward. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Neutral spine, inhale. Make your way to seated on the exhale. You can either cross the ankles and sit back or simply draw to the side and then guide your legs out in front of you once the seat has met the floor completely. Now from here, some of us might actually want to sit up onto a folded blanket perhaps to offer a little more leverage, or you might be comfortable on the floor. From this position, let's take a wider stance with your feet. So you can spread them mat distance or maybe a little bit further apart. Left leg will remain straight. Inhale, guide your right leg up. We'll catch hold of the foot, the side of the leg. Few rotations. Just tapping into your own innate mobility. And then place that sole of foot and that heel to center. So we have a wide single leg forward fold position. Inhale, grow long through the spine. And exhale, begin to gently draw yourself forward. So if you're feeling like you don't have quite as much space, you can always shimmy the heel forward a little bit more. You could draw the left leg out to the side more, and sometimes adding some extra cushion. If you were on the floor, or maybe another blanket, if you're already on a blanket, can offer you some more height for a little more space. Breathe into your body. Relax your jaw. Perhaps close down the eyes. One more breath here, cooling and calming the mind. Inhale, helping hands guide the torso upright. Exhale, extend your right leg out. Perhaps offer the legs a little shimmy. Right leg extended, feet are awake. Spread the toes. Inhale, left leg draws up this time. And find a few rotations. And place the heel towards the center. Adjust your seat if you need, maybe a prop. Inhale, grow long through the spine, and exhale as you bow yourself forward. Settle into the moment. Feel that alignment of head, heart, and womb. Guided together by your breath. In fact, feel the breath align you with your beauty, your courage, your knowing, your confidence, and your certainty that you know exactly what to do. You know exactly what's best. And at the same time, you recognize and know from deep within yourself that there is nothing you need to do. When you enter, and as you enter, the transition, the portal of birth, other than to be. The deep self within you, your body, and the growing life force within you know exactly what to do. This intelligence exists within you. This wisdom exists within you. All we need to do is relax the mind and be. One more breath. On your next inhale, walk the torso back upright, helping hands. Exhale, release your bent left leg. Offer the legs a little bit of a shake. Perhaps roll the shoulders. Bring some movement into your neck. Lovely. And we'll make our way into a supported, reclined position. So here it's nice if you happen to have 3 bolsters or something similar to a bolster to offer this reclined position. Alternatively, you could roll and lie on your left side, maybe with a folded blanket or bolster between the knees and a little pillow under the head. So whatever makes the most sense for you in this moment. Okay. If you're working with the bolsters, we can place one bolster near the head of our mat, kind of aligned with the top edge. Another bolster, creating this reclined chair position. Okay. And then, of course, can start to guide your seat towards the bottom edge of that reclined bolster. And you might want a third bolster to place underneath your knees. From here, we're going to slowly relax ourselves back into this reclined Savasana meditation type posture. The arms can simply relax down where it's most comfortable, perhaps to the sides of the body, palms rolling open. Some of us might prefer to keep the hands cradled on the belly, or maybe one hand on the chest, whatever is best for you. Invite yourself to grow comfortable, make any adjustments that you might need, and softly close down your eyes. So we utilize this position to integrate our practice. Integrate the recognition and realization of that internal intelligence within. Lean into the cascade of support behind you, beneath you, around you, within you, that connects you with all of humanity, connects you with the purest of consciousness. Invite the legs to soften as you unwind any holding in the soles of your feet. And that release draws up the legs into the hips, the pelvis. Ease draws up through the spine. The back of your heart completely supported, so the front can open and receive. Any holding in the shoulders unravels. Quiet energy draws down the arms. Palms and fingers and thumbs relaxed. Opened. Quiet down your facial expression further. Soften the mind back. And settle into the serenade of your breath. Release into the breath as it feeds you and the babe within. And as you follow your breath, if it resonates with you, on every inhale, repeat within your mind the sound vibration Om. And with every exhale, repeat within your mind the vibration love, the affirmation love. Inhale in the mind Om. Exhale within the mind love. Melting into the internal sound. As it provides sustenance to every cell in your body. This sound, internal sound vibration, as it provides sustenance to your womb, the uterus, the placenta, the umbilical cord, the amniotic fluid, the baby, the life force. Om love, as it becomes a consistent reminder that you are embraced by that greater feminine energy, that creates, promotes the experience of creation. And that this undercurrent of support never fades. If you are repeating this internal sound vibration, release it fully. And drift into the inner stillness. Here we'll remain, and I'll invite you back shortly. slowly guide awareness back into the whole of your body. The meeting with the breath, the inhalation and the exhalation. As your breath remains quiet yet steady within you, draw small movement into your fingers and your toes. You might choose to stay here for a longer Savasana in your position of choice, or you might be ready to rise. And if that's the case, you can slowly tune into the support of your legs, the feet as they meet the earth, and gently roll yourself to the side. And as you draw to the side, use the support of your arms to guide yourself all the way back to a comfortable seated position. Invite the eyes to remain closed. And place the left palm onto the heart space. And the right palm onto the navel center, the center of the womb. From deep within yourself, remind yourself that you trust your knowing. You trust your worth. You trust this sacred opportunity. The wisdom resides in you. Receive the moving love of the heart space through the left palm and feel it project from the right palm into the womb. We'll seal here with a final Om. Gather your inhale. Net your hands into Pramudra. Inhale prayer to third eye. Exhale prayer to heart. Divine light in me bows to the divine light in all of you. Right, thank you so much for joining in and sharing your practice, your ease, and your connection. Stay in touch, and I'll see you again soon. Namaskar.